so much, John, and good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us on this beautiful day here at Battler's Knob as we celebrate not only the launch of West Virginia Wesleyan College's Physician Assistant Program, but also the first cohort of our LPN to BSN program. We're also celebrating partnerships and opportunities ahead as we seek to restore the history and legacy of healthcare education excellence on this campus, and as we strive to spur economic activity in the city of Philippi and Barber County while being a leader in healthcare education in West Virginia and across and for offering the reception following the formal program. Also, thank you to our federal, state, county, and local elected officials and their representatives that have joined us today. You'll hear from a number of them later, and we'll also recognize a number of them as well. Thank you to several members of several healthcare providers and administrators that have joined us from WVU Medicine, Vandalia Health, Community Care of West Virginia, representatives from the West Virginia First Foundation, and so many other partners and stakeholders that work day in and day out to make Philippi, Barber County, and West Virginia a better place to live, work, learn, and play. Additionally, thank you to the many alum of Alderson Broaddus University that have joined us today. Several of them were taught and mentored by the namesake of the building behind us, an absolute pioneer in the field, Dr. Hugh Myers. We look forward to engaging further with these alums and the UC Myers PA Alumni Association. Glenn Combs, the president of the association, couldn't join us today, but passes along his excitement and support on behalf of the association. And I know he's probably called Josh Allen at least 2 times today to see how it's going. So without further ado, let's go to the next part of the program. And leadership and vision is incredibly important in higher education, especially today. And I'm not just saying this because he signs my paychecks, but I like to think that we have the best president of an institution of higher education in the state of West Virginia. So please join me in welcoming the 20th president of West Virginia Wesleyan College, Dr. James Moore.
You know, Ryan, that's an auto pen that signs your paycheck, right? Really so excited to see you all here today. There are so many people that I have to thank and want to recognize. And if I get into that, I'll probably miss some people, and I don't want to offend anybody. I'm very excited today. This is a big day for West Virginia Wesleyan College. Healthcare and healthcare education is critically important in our state. I'm a native of West Virginia. I was born in Morgantown, West Virginia, at Mon General Hospital. My general provider, my daily doctor, is a nurse practitioner who's a member of our faculty that practices with WVU Medicine. I get my prescriptions filled at the pharmacy at Community Care. I am a product of West Virginia Healthcare, and I'm here today healthy because of all the efforts of our healthcare provider partners and leaders at all the various entities that we are so fortunate to be served by. So before we get into my remarks, could we please give a round of applause and thanks to all the healthcare providers and partners that are here today. So this day represents the culmination of a lot of years of effort and planning and, yes, some prayer. In 1968, Alderson Broaddus College, through the work and vision of Dr. Hugh C. Myers, founded one of the first 2 schools of physician's assistant studies in the U.S. I just learned from our illustrious Alderson Broaddus PA program grads and some former faculty members here in the front row that the other program in the country was Duke. And it was not a 4-year program as the one at Alderson Broaddus was. Duke was sending their students up here for education and instruction. So this program that was on this campus is important for a lot of reasons, not the least of which being that it's historically significant. And Dr. Myers' vision was to train primary care providers to serve the healthcare needs of the most rural and underserved communities in the country, right here in north central West Virginia. And from that vision grew a legacy that's resulted in thousands of lives saved, thousands of people healed, and thousands of ailments solved. And all of us here in West Virginia are better because of that legacy. In 2023, the light of that legacy was snuffed out when Alderson Broaddus University closed its doors. And while everybody in higher education grieves for the loss of any of our sister institutions, the loss of the most highly regarded physician's assistant program in our region was a deep wound for all of us in West Virginia. Now, we at West Virginia Wesleyan College realized in those summer weeks back in 2023 that this program here at this institution needed to continue. And from those days, we have been working in earnest and behind the scenes to bring this physician's assistant program back to life. We've been doing this work because we believe with our whole institutional heart that our mission at West Virginia Wesleyan College should always be to solve problems, be a force for partnership and collaboration, and use our focus, agility, and our college's collective brilliance to make Appalachia stronger through our graduates. And so today we are incredibly proud to relight the flame that propelled the legacy of the Physician's Assistant program here at Alderson Broaddus. We're going to launch a PA program on this campus and do our best to build on and honor the legacy of everybody that came before us, and we're going to put forward the premier PA program in our region. And we need your help. We can go bigger and better with partnership support and assistance from public and private sources. We need to incentivize every one of the graduates from this program to stay here and practice here, not to leave here for other areas or regions. And I know a lot of my healthcare provider partners are here, and I'm asking you for your help in attracting and retaining the best and brightest to this program and helping me and us figure out how to keep them here. I'm asking our elected leaders to help us build support for this program's growth so that our region can become healthier, which will absolutely lead to an economic revival that I know is well underway in our great state. And I'm calling on our amazing alumni at West Virginia Wesleyan College and Alderson Broaddus University to rally behind this program and amplify the message that we're here to lead in the healthcare education space at a time when West Virginia needs our leadership at this college. And so there's lots of people that I want to thank. First, I want to thank the members of our Board of Trustees for believing in the mission of this college and supporting us. Our board chair, Kevin Spear, a graduate of the class of '76, has traveled here today to lend his support. Kevin, thank you for being here. We could not do any of this without our amazing trustees. I have to give a shout out to my friend David Goldberg from Vandalia Health. When I was new in this role, he was one of the first people to pull my coattails and say, you have a great thing in the healthcare space. You guys can be a leader. Act like it. I want to thank our friends from Community Care of West Virginia, specifically Trish Collette and Rick Simon, for teaching us that we can and should create programs that our providers are asking us for and get them in the front door or the ground floor to help us build them quickly. And I want to thank them for helping us raise the funds to build some of these programs. I want to thank my friend Dr. David Hess with WVU Medicine UHC for affirming that this program matters and we need to create it. And we look forward to your partnership in this program, sir, in meeting the needs of all of our healthcare provider partners and giving this region some more hope in the advanced practice provider space. I want to thank Robbie Morris, our senator, for introducing me to Craig Phillips, getting us connected the evening before Mr. Phillips and his family purchased this place, and for facilitating this partnership. Senator Morris, this is your win today as much as it is anybody's, and I'm grateful for you. We are proud that you are a West Virginia Wesleyan College alum, and we thank you for your service. And finally, to the Phillips family, Craig Phillips and everybody here at Battler's Knob, for having the vision and foresight to partner with us and to bring this program back and to serve healthcare needs and educational needs in Barber County. You, sir, are one of the most community-minded West Virginians that I've ever known. We are grateful to be your partners and your neighbors. I have to thank our faculty who have rallied behind this cause and given us the horsepower to create this program as quickly as we can. So to them I say thank you deeply. To our provost, my trusted partner, Dr. Lynn Linder, for her leadership, determination, and clear vision, and bringing this program into the starting blocks of the accreditation race, I also say thank you deeply. And finally, I said finally twice now, to our program director, the former associate director of the PA program at Alderson Broaddus University, and her trusted partner. Dr. Leach, you and Philip have been amazing to work with. And I say thank you not only from the WVC family, but on behalf of those PA program alums from the legacy of Alderson Broaddus that are putting their hopes and dreams now into you. Let's go. That's right. So for the past 3 years, every time I've gone to see a doctor anywhere, if I've been seen by a physician's assistant, I've been asking a million questions. And many times the PA that's treating me has no earthly idea why I'm asking all these strange questions, because I'm not exactly telling them what my day job is. I ask them things like, what made you want to be a physician's assistant? What was the curricular structure of your program? How many terms were you in school? Was it 6 terms? Was it 7 terms? Were you a summer start? Were you a fall start? Did you have a gross anatomy lab with real live cadavers? I'm still getting over that one. What made you want to be a physician's assistant? And finally, where did you go to PA school? Where did you go to PA school? I can't wait to be able to ask that question in a few years and know there's a real good chance that the answer is going to come back as, I went to West Virginia Wesleyan College's Physician's Assistant program at Battler's Knob. I can't wait for that day. Thank you. So before I bring up our next speaker, our provost, Dr. Linder, I'd like at this time for us to unveil this thing that's behind us, because I'm excited for this. And also, the wind's liable to blow it off before we're ready for the unveiling. So let's go ahead and pull that sheet down and see what we got behind it. The future home of the Physician's Assistant program at West Virginia Wesleyan College, the current home of our brand new LPN to BSN program, which we launched over the summer, that is fully enrolled and has a wait list for the next term. We can't wait to continue to be a force for good in the healthcare space. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your partnership. I'm so excited to bring my most trusted partner to the podium now. Would you please greet Dr. Lynn Linder, the provost at West Virginia Wesleyan College.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to see everyone here. You could probably tell one of the best parts of my job is working with President Moore. And one of the worst parts of my job is always having to follow his remarks. So I will be brief, and just I wanted to share one story from 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, in that summer of 2023, when Alderson Broaddus University closed. And I was in my office, and I came out of my office to walk down the hall, and I happened to see what looked like a mom and a college-age student come out of a registrar's office. So I looked at the student, I said, "Oh, hi, are you registering to be a Wesleyan student this fall?" And she nodded and said yes, a little quietly. And her mom turned to me with kind of tears in her eyes and said, "Yes, you know, she is. We're so excited to be here, but she was a student at Alderson Broaddus." And I said, "Oh my gosh, you know, I'm so sorry. It's been such a loss, and we've really been helping, you know, trying to help all the students we can to find a home here at Wesleyan." And she said, "Yes, I really think this is going to be a great spot for her." And then she said, "But what's been really hard is my husband and I both work for the university." And then I had tears in my eyes. And that was just a moment, I think, that I've held with me over the last 2 years in working with our faculty and working through the accreditation process, in starting our LPN to BSN program, and also in developing the physician assistant program. That has just been a guiding light in this work that has helped me remember what's really at the heart and what's so important about these programs is giving back to the community and having a spot here in Barber County to be able to really continue the legacy of the programs that Dr. Moore spoke of. So thank you again for all of your support. For everyone James has mentioned, we couldn't be here without you, and we look forward to your continued partnership. I did want to thank a few of the faculty that are here today. Dr. Kim White, I'm going to stand up, Kim, and Dr. Denise Campbell. Kim is the director of our School of Nursing, and she was also a former director at Alderson Broaddus. And our LPN to BSN program would not be, already started this semester, would not be fully enrolled if it wasn't for her tireless energy and just always up for it. She kind of office, yep, we're doing it, let's go, let's move. And it's been great. And also so glad Denise is our new director of the LPN to BSN program. I know the program is in good hands, and I've already heard from students who are enjoying the program. So those students will be in this building working in January. So excited for that. And then also want to thank Philip Northey, who is going to be the Director of Clinical Education for the Physician Assistant Program, and Dr. Deanna Leach, who will be our Program Director. And I would just like to thank them so much for their leadership already in the development of this program. It has just been a joy to work with them every day, and I just can't kind of contain my excitement of really what's ahead and how much that both of these programs I think can really make a difference for the people of West Virginia. So without further ado, I invite Dr. Leach to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
I think she's hard to follow as well. So I am Dr. Deanna Leach. I am actually an alumni of Alderson Broaddus College, and then graduated from the PA program in 2009. So Alderson Broaddus has a special place in my heart because of that. I began working for the PA program as a clinical coordinator, and then as a faculty member, moving up until the closure. I think I started in 2014 until the closure in 2023. About that time is when I started having conversations with Dr. Moore, and we have been working on this, and lots of prayers, as he said, because we are very excited to bring the PA program not just back to North Central West Virginia, but back to Alderson Broaddus University and Myers Hall. Any of the alums that are here today know how special this building is to us, and how sad it was the day that we had to walk out. We were probably the last ones on campus working that day, because we had 3 cohorts on campus at the time of the announcement of the closure. And it gave us 3 weeks to graduate a class and then transfer everybody else to other programs, which we did successfully do, thank goodness. But we are very happy to be bringing the PAs back to this building and to this campus and to Barber County. As she mentioned, the whole purpose of the PA, career developing was to help with the shortage in rural health, and you can't get more rural really than Barber County and West Virginia in general. So that is all I have to say, and we look forward to working with everybody, and it's been great seeing some of the alum here today. So yeah, if you need anything or want a preset, please reach out.
Thank you, Deanna, and President and Provost. As you can see, we have a lot of firepower here at West Virginia Wesleyan College. And higher education doesn't look like it did some 20 years ago. During my time at Wesleyan, I enjoyed it so much I stayed for 5 years. And it doesn't look like it did 3 years ago. And so the President, the Provost, and all of our faculty, they really know how to meet students where they are, and to develop, and our faculty, and develop curriculum that meets the workforce needs of today and will meet the workforce needs of tomorrow. And so none of this would be possible without partnerships. And so we have a lot of those that made this possible, that will make this possible. And so I'd like to recognize a number of individuals and we'll hear from some as well. But first, we'd like to recognize Hayden Miller. Hayden is a field representative for Senator Shelley Moore Capito's office. Hayden, thank you for being here, and please pass along our appreciation to the senator. We have Rhett Dusenberry. There's Rhett. Rhett is a field rep for Congressman Riley Moore, so please also pass along our appreciation to the congressman. And we have several members of City Council, Mayor Bowen, City Manager Drennan. We have at least 2 of our, if not 3, county commissioners. And so thank you to all of them for attending. And so I'd like to, James mentioned the importance of the Phillips family and Craig, and sort of what he did for this campus, sort of came in when it was needed to ensure that the community's best interests were in mind. So Craig, if you don't mind coming up and just saying a few words, we'd appreciate you.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Our part has really been small in this. When we bought the college in 2023, it was to try to save the community, to save the town. We seen it going down. I was raised in Barber County. My kids was raised in Barber County. And it's home. It's home. And we did not want to see it go down. James mentioned that we was together or first met, I think, the day before we bought it, because I can remember, whether it was over the phone or whatever, I said, wait a minute, I don't even own it yet, and so on and so forth. But it's been a great working relationship with West Virginia Wesleyan, and we as a family are just proud to be a partner. We don't want to be a landlord. We don't want to be anything except a partner. It's going to take a lot of partnerships to kick this campus back into gear where it needs to go, and I think this is just a wonderful start. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. And also I'd like to recognize Shane Whitehair. Shane's the Executive Director of Region 7 Planning and Development Council. Additionally, Jonathan Board and Jessica Cross of West Virginia First Foundation. Appreciate their participation and partnership. At this time, I'd like to ask Senator Robbie Morse if he'd come up and say a few remarks on behalf of he and Senator Hamilton.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, everyone, for being here today. What a great day it is in Philippi, Barber County, and all of West Virginia. Proud to be a West Virginia Wesleyan alum, and I cannot tell you how excited I am as an economic development professional to see this project come to life. You know, whenever AB announced its closure, I was running for the Senate, and it was obviously a very dark and troubling time. And then as the purchase procedure started to become public, I got a call one evening from Craig Phillips. And Craig and I had just finished an economic development project over in Randolph County. And he said, I've got a little bit of a crazy idea. And I said, okay, what's up? And so he told me he was thinking about buying a campus and wanted to know what he could do with it. So I said, wow, the possibilities are endless. And so we started discussing some of those. But he said, Robbie, no matter if I buy this building, the one thing I know I want to do is make it a value to the community and to the economy. And I don't want to see it go to ruin. I want to see it benefit Barber County and this entire region. And he and his family have absolutely done that. And as you can see, Craig is a very humble person. When he said he just played a small part, I looked at his son, Chris Phillips. I was like, yeah, just small part. You know, nothing. Craig hadn't done anything major here, just really, really small. But, you know, it started with that. And then after, you know, it was announced that he had been in the first round of the process, you know, all the headlines said Randolph County businessman Craig Phillips, Randolph County businessman Craig Phillips, because his office is over in Elkins. Well, that started my phone to light up. Being the Development Authority Director in Randolph County, people wanted to know who Craig Phillips was and what his cell phone number was, how they could get in contact with him. So I called him and I said, "Hey Craig, got good news." He said, "Well, good, I need it right now. What do you got?" And I said, "Well, I figured out my retirement plan." He said, "What's that?" I said, "I'm going to sell your phone number for $5. By the end of the week, I'm going to be able to retire." And he said, "Tell you what, make it 10 and I'll retire too." And so there were a lot of people that were wanting to get in contact with him, so I tried to help filter those a little bit. But then I got a call from President James Moore, and he asked those same questions and talked to me about, kind of this idea that he was thinking about, and knew that Wesleyan is a leader in healthcare education and wanted to expand that, and wanted to talk to Craig about what his plans were and if the college could play a role in that. So I said, let me make a call. I called Craig, and he said, absolutely, I'd love to talk to him. So connected the two, and they've really done the heavy lifting from here on out. That's what it takes in West Virginia. It's about relationships. It's about partnerships to make things happen. And Wesleyan has created a great team, as you've heard from, to make this happen. The Phillips family they're entrepreneurs, they're philanthropists, they are great community leaders, and so we appreciate them. And on behalf of Senator Hamilton and myself, we will do everything we can from the state level to help this program and all the great things that are going to happen here at Battler's Knob become a reality. So thank you very much for your support. Look forward to working with everyone. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. And next, I'd invite Delegate Chris Phillips to the podium to say a few words. Delegate?
Thank you, and thank everyone for being here today. This is a really esteemed crowd we have, and I'm really happy to see it. When we lost the university here, it was an absolute gut punch to the city, to the county, the whole community, and we didn't really know, how we were going to recover from that. And I'm really proud of the part that my dad, Craig Phillips, and my sister, Sherry Sturm, have played in preserving this campus and keeping it in the condition you see today. I can only imagine what it might have looked like in 2 years of disrepair. I also want to thank Senator Morris. He played a really key role in this. He's been a rock star in his first year in the legislature, and we're really blessed to have him. And thank President Moore and the whole team from Wesleyan, not only for all the work they've put into making this become a reality, and I've had a little insider view of that, and there's a lot more to it than one might imagine at first glance. And not only for that, but for the great way they took in the students and some of the faculty that were here, and the service they played to this Alderson Broadus community is really invaluable, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. This weather today, I think, is really appropriate. The sun is shining on Battler's Knob again,